1, 2, 3, 4.
Bonus ode, you gave us money, now put it in your ear. Yeah, I nailed that one. That was fucking good.
Should we do an audio test?
I mean, we're in the same spot we were last time. Let's just look at the thing.
Let's look at the levels. I got to put my face towards the mic. That's a rookie mistake.
It's day one, Sam. Day one stuff. Rookie mistake. Training day. Denzel.
I'm Wanda Sykes.
Welcome to the Royal We. I'm Wanda Sykes. It's terrible. Just yelling. You can just yell and say you're somebody.
Let's think of a not common, an uncommon celebrity to impersonate. Someone who did like Christopher Walken gets a lot of impersonations.
Yeah, he does.
You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, top of the list probably.
Yeah, I'd say Walken's above a Swartzy.
But anyone can do a Schwartzy. Walken's a harder one to do, I think.
You think?
I think.
Maybe. I think. I don't know.
No, let's not do that. Let's do one that no one's done.
Okay, then nobody's done.
No one's really doing Wanda Sykes.
No.
But we did that already.
Yeah.
How about Billy Crystal? What's he sound like?
I have no clue.
Here's what we'll do.
All you have to do is just go, I'm Billy Crystal, the hamburger. I don't know.
Here's what we'll do. We name a celebrity.
Okay.
We both try to do an impression of them.
Okay.
And then we afterwards play a clip of that person saying that line.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Here's the game.
Here's the game we're playing.
Okay, Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, okay.
In, what's the thing he says in a movie? What's a famous Billy Crystal line?
He doesn't say it.
The veal. That's so tender and so nice.
I really don't even know.
Princess Bride, remember?
That's been a long time since I've seen that. I remember. But that's not a line. He says that's somebody else in the movie. I'll have what she's having. Isn't that a Billy Crystal joint?
But he doesn't say that.
No, somebody else does. That's why I said this isn't going to work.
We don't have to do Billy Crystal.
Okay.
We have the whole world of celebrity.
We do.
We could do, who's someone who you don't do a lot of, how about Dave Attell?
I have no clue how to do that. I don't know what he sounds like.
Dave Attell talks like this.
Okay.
He always does his jokes, and I'm Dave Attell. Okay, now you do one. I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting here. You name someone then.
But my brain immediately thinks of somebody that I might be able to do.
That's what's fun, is that we don't know how to do it.
But I can't. But then it's just us not doing them.
But we might be able to. How do we know if we can do it until we try? Can you do Seth Rogen's laugh?
I can try.
Here. There we go. Here we go.
So I was so high, I ended up in another country.
Sound like Beetlejuice.
He sounds like Beetlejuice. That was Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
We've come for your daughter, Chuck.
Then we play Seth Rogen laughing.
I wasn't that far off.
Okay, so we got Seth Rogen's laugh done.
Okay.
What else is there? Think of another celebrity. How about, can you do...
Everybody can do Morgan Freeman.
That's common.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Can you do... I keep thinking of people who are obvious to do, like John Malkovich or something.
Me too.
Can you do...
John Malkovich is good.
End of Game?
Probably. Yeah, because this is going to get boring real quick.
Just edit it. We'll edit it down to just the nuggets.
Of course. If we think of one during the course of this non-sensory, then we'll just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Royal We.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a bonus.
Here's a bonus.
If you were guessing...
Yeah.
I wonder if this is a bonus or not. Well, it would be clear because you would have seen it on the bonus.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
We have the same conversation every beginning of every single one.
Yeah, we don't need any of that nonsense.
No, we don't need that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh.
Shit. You were telling me something about Rasputin right before the end of the last one.
Oh, because the end of the last...
I said something like Rasputin's the god of goof grease. He's the patron saint of goof grease.
Yeah, and then there's something about his penis is in a museum for some reason.
And then you went on to say...
He's actually... I'm not sure exactly how, which big surprise. He's the reason there's that disclaimer in movies that say any reference to people living or dead is purely coincidental.
Okay.
And this is a work of fiction. Somehow he's responsible for that, Rasputin.
But you have no more information?
Nope.
I thought that was going to go into an explanation.
Nah, fuck you. it's there was somebody because somehow it's because somebody made a movie about it or referenced a character or something that was based on Rasputin and I'm getting this all wrong, but his a relative or his wife or something, or not his wife, but somebody anyway was like, no, you can't, and they're like, well, it wasn't based on him. It was loosely based on him, but we called the guy Rasputin, but we made it up. But that's the first time it ever happened. And someone was like, no, Rasputin didn't do any of that stuff. Or none of this is true. Said somewhere, sometime, Rasputin didn't do any of that stuff. So Hollywood, the industry had to say, any reference to people's living or dead is purely coincidental. This is a work of fiction. We
should put that at the beginning. Hey guys, warning, impending goofs.
Yeah. Rasputin.
Rasputin. Let's do some headlines.
Rasputin.
Here's the thing, man, because we can take this anywhere we want. We'll do some headlines and we'll see where we go.
Yeah. You ain't got to tell me.
That's not new. That's what we do every time.
Read them. I probably shouldn't be eating candy. No, it's a bonus episode. I can eat candy if I want. It's not candy, it's a mint.
Irish village claims fumes from nearby Viagra factory are giving men and dogs hard-ons.
Fumes
from are giving men and dogs.
And just dogs. Not a horse or a bear. Just men and dogs.
They're giving men and dogs hard-ons.
Men and dog.
And it's funny they chose hard-ons.
Hard-on. That's what made it through standards and practices.
Fumes from a Viagra. They're not just pumping Viagra fumes into the air.
And how much Viagra is in the fumes that's giving people hard-ons?
And dogs.
Yeah, the dogs. Well, aren't their oil factory senses more highly acute?
Just because they can smell it doesn't mean they're going to get more...
Bonery? More hard-on?
More hard-ons.
They're going to get more hard-on. I'm going to get my hard-on. Is that where that came from? Yo, girl, going to get my hard-on.
Let me smash it.
Let me smash it. Rasputin. Yeah, I like that. I just like there's a big factory somewhere pumping out little blue pills, and it's chugging smoke into the atmosphere, and people live in it. Well, I mean, but still, it can't be good for you because I don't.
But I can't imagine they're putting the active ingredient out into the smoke. You know what I mean? Because they want to bottle, they want to make as much of that go into the pill as possible. And so any burn off is just going to be like.
It should be trace amounts, if anything. But if it's enough to give people walking around with hard-ons.
That must be what's happening. People are walking around with hard-ons and they're like, well, what's going on here?
Maybe it's one of those, like an old coal town.
I just had a weird idea.
But let me finish.
Go ahead.
You know an old coal town?
Yes.
Well, all those old coal towns popped up because there was a road. Sometimes there's a buggy. How many drivers does a buggy have? That buggy drives down a road, and at the end of that road is a coal factory. Listen, stay with me. Damn you, stay with me. So what they do is they go to where the coal was in the mountains, and they make a road to the coal, and they make a factory, a coal factory mine. Coal mine. Jesus. We're still high on coffee, if you listen to the last one. Anyway, and then the people move to this road, and they work at the coal mine, and houses spring up out of the earth like dwarven women, and they line the streets, they line the road that goes to the coal mine, and the people live there. All those people work at the coal mine. Anyway, long story short, maybe all those people in the town work at the Viagra plant and they're just bagging free Viagra. I know I took the long way around on that.
But I shouldn't have let you. My mistake is a lot of this is a lot of Nate right now.
Welcome to How I Tell Stories. Get used to it, anyone who wants to spend time with me.
The other day, you went on a whole story. You went on like a 10-minute story about you had this knife, and it was like a foot long. You bought it at a flea market or something.
Oh, no, I bought it in high school.
You bought it in high school, then you on a trip somewhere, and you had to smuggle it back into school.
Yeah, they sent us to get scaffolding.
And I was only kind of half listening. And then there was a big moment, you went, and then I used it to cut a turtle in half, and I've always regretted that.
I do.
Yeah.
The turtle didn't deserve it.
No. But my thought was, you know Stranger Things?
Yeah.
There's like a secret lab, the government's up to no good.
Yeah.
And they're like opening holes to portals to demons.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine, I mean, like my brain now is going to like the porno version of that, where they're pumping chemicals in the air that are making people want to fuck.
Okay.
But not children, because that's about kids. But like
no, just men and dogs.
Men and dogs.
Very specific, this science.
I mean, according to some websites on the internet, that's apparently all men and dogs want to do.
Yeah.
Men and dogs.
Old dirty dogs, men are.
Turns out it's man.
Old dirty dog.
But do you know what I mean? Like, so if any conspiracy theory was real, what would be the funniest one to be real was if there were chemicals that were turning frogs gay.
Okay.
But I don't know where I'm going exactly. But just the idea of like, they're not opening portals to demons. They're
just giving people hard-ons in a town as a goof?
Not as a goof, an accident. Like they weren't trying to get the demons into Stranger Things.
Oh, true. Like the mist situation. Except this mist gets your hard-on.
Gives you and a dog
a hard-on.
A hard-on.
Man's best friend.
What? But if you just take Viagra, it doesn't just give you a hard-on.
No.
If you get horny, it makes your hard dick harder. More hard-on.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to get a hard-on.
Yeah.
But you still need stimulus.
Yeah, you still need stimuli.
So what you do...
It doesn't just give you an instant boner. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's... I mean, if that's what it was doing...
Yeah. But so men and dogs are just getting aroused about something because it won't just give you an erection.
Right.
A hard-on, if you will.
So there's fumes, and they're...
Name of this episode, Hard-On Fumes.
Maybe it's a sexy fog?
A sexy fog?
Like maybe it's like...
How?
It's like curvaceous and...
A sexy fog.
What do dogs like?
In hamburgers.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I guess because dogs will fuck things. They won't fuck them, but they'll hump things out of like dominance, you know?
Oh, yeah, like prison rules or riding the rails.
Okay. And they I guess, I don't know.
That was a thing back in like the 20s. Hobos, they had a whole caste system where they would ride the rails and the biggest one would rape the other ones. Riding the rails and raping.
I've never heard a good story about people who jump trains.
No, I mean, it's a rough and tumble lifestyle. And if you jump on, chances are you're jumping off. There ain't no way to end the day.
Yeah.
An old coal town.
The curious case of a child who can't eat anything but peaches.
Is this truly a curious case, or is he just a little shit?
I have a hard time. I feel like...
He'll only eat chicken nuggets. That's all he'll eat is chicken nuggets. We try...
Just starve him until he eats an apple.
If I told the story on the pod, I know you've heard it probably a million times, about my mom. I came home to visit from college one time, and she was like getting ready to go to bed or something. She's like, there's food in the fridge, but don't eat the wieners in the bottom drawer. Those are for the cat. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was thinking, are they bad? Are they spoiled? And she goes... Nope, that's all the cat will eat. I have to chop up wieners and warm them up and give it to it. And I was like, Mom, it's an animal. It wasn't even an inside cat. Like, it would come up on the porch and she's like, it won't eat any other food. I'm like, it will. It just decided not to because you started giving it chopped up microwaved wieners. And this cat's like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I would rather have this than dry crumbles of...
I'll hold out.
Bone meal or whatever the hell we feed animals.
That reminds me of that Gary Larson comic of like they're in the desert and he's running the water. He's like, hold on, give it a second. Maybe it'll get colder.
Maybe get colder.
Yeah. Same idea. Because I mean, like, it's got to be something medical.
What? The chopped up wieners?
The peaches thing. Can't eat anything but peaches. The child who can't eat anything but peaches.
Yeah, because there are cases of kids who are like allergic to water. Like it's ultra rare, but like 1 in a million.
But only peaches.
Just peaches.
You can't only be eating peaches. I have a hard time with people on the fringes of society.
I can eat a peach for days. An old Georgia peach. That's an allegory for oral sex. Vagina. From a movie I don't remember. What movie is that? Old Cold Town. Rasputin. I'm just going to...
I was going to see what would happen if I just let you talk.
Yeah. I'm just like a pull string Alf. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Do they still make pull string? Well, okay.
No. Just go with your thought.
Do they still make pull string toys?
I don't know. Hey, fuck you. Okay, wait.
This kid can't eat anything but peaches. I have a hard time with like people on the fringes of society. I know like they have just as much right as anyone else to do whatever they want to do, but I can't help but think, just like you say all the time about people eating toilet paper and stuff. Fuck them.
I have no sympathy for somebody who can't quit eating toilet paper.
Because you could only eat peaches.
Well, here's the thing. If medically you can only eat peaches, I'm fine with that. It's like people who get like who are addicted to something chemically or whatever otherwise. Like
That's why it happens.
yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But if they're only eating peaches just to only eat peaches, then I don't care.
But anything. No one just eats peaches just to eat peaches. No one's eating toilet paper just to do it.
Okay, yeah, we have this argument backwards and forth because you always say, and I agree with you, that there has to be some sort of underlying mental illness.
Yes.
Right, I get it.
Like the lady who's in love with a Ferris wheel. She ain't right.
No.
She's allowed to do it.
You can do it. And like I said, my brain always goes full circle. Was my first thing is like, you're a fucking lunatic.
Yes.
And then it always ends up with me being like,
well,
you know what? I don't care. If you want to love a Ferris wheel, love a Ferris wheel. Who am I to judge? I don't give a shit. Do whatever makes you happy. End of the day, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
this
guess
guy's eating anything but peaches. You can't eat anything but peaches.
I bet that he loved when that song came out. That was like, millions of peaches, peaches for me, millions of peaches. Peaches for free.
Or what's that one? I'm going to the country,
Gonna eat up all
bunch
the
of peaches.
Isn't it that song? Isn't it the same song?
Is it?
I don't know. How many songs about peaches can there be? At least one, maybe two. Georgia peach. Sitting on the porch, drinking a julep, sucking on a sweet Georgia peach.
Here's another one. Mm-hmm. In Man Not News.
Man Not News.
Man News for the Viagra thing. Canadian doctor says there's evidence that the man flu is real. The man flu.
I don't even understand what that means.
I mean, there's diseases other than things that affect parts. Like, obviously, a woman can't get prostate cancer,
yeah.
right? Are there diseases that only attack one gender?
Ginger?
Attack one gender?
Only gingers get them.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to
Called
say?
sunburn.
You know what I was trying to say?
Genders?
Like, is there like a man disease other than like only attacks the organs you have?
Sam, there's 37 genders.
Okay, and okay.
So you think there's one that can only attack, say, gender 19?
Why wouldn't man and woman be like at the top? Like, wouldn't they be the 1 and 2? They're in the middle of the list?
No, I was just saying whatever 19 is.
Oh, I thought you were saying 19 was man. Like, I
Oh,
would
no.
assume they would start the list.
Yeah, it might be, yeah. Probably 1 and 2, right at the top. Sure.
Did you know that this is not having anything to do with anything, but
We'll probably get a
bonus
letter
episode.
or something for that.
We will? From who? From whom? Excuse me. We're both English teachers now.
Yeah.
Furries
Yeah.
apparently have a problem inside their ranks with Nazis. Like, there are Nazi furries and the furries that aren't Nazis.
Yeah. It's really just one dude. I read into that.
That's just one guy?
It was one guy that started the whole thing because it's really not even a thing.
Oh.
He from long ago, he wore this armband that it's not a Nazi thing at all.
Oh.
But people were saying he looks like a Nazi because he was wearing it. And then he kind of like said a bunch of crazy stuff.
So people...
And they jumped on it, and he kind of like rolled with it for a bit, thinking it was funny. But then when people took it really serious, he's like, no, I'm not a Nazi.
There was a kid in my school who had, like the red with the line going through it, like no smoking or whatever.
Yeah.
He had that, but it was a swastika with that. Right?
Uh-huh.
But he used to get a lot of shit because people would see the swastika and be like, hey.
It's like, but there's a big Ghostbusters no on it.
But no, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? But like, and I kind of agree that people giving him shit. I don't really, but like, man, just don't wear swastikas.
I don't know. It's clearly, that's what the Ghostbusters knows for.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes. But in a battle of logos, which is stronger, the no or the swastika?
Which came first? Swastika before the Ghostbusters no.
That's the first thing we've learned here on the podcast. We've come definitively.
Yeah. That'd be like saying, but if yeah, you're right.
The man flu is actually real, according to a Canadian doctor. Man flu.
I never knew that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either. I never heard about it. But apparently, according to a Canadian doctor, there's evidence that the man flu is real.
So just the men can get a flu.
Man flu, yeah.
Man flu.
Man flu.
Okay. Are the symptoms any different than normal flu? We're just reading the
I
headlines.
don't know. Man flu.
Okay, man flu. Rasputin. We learned nothing on that.
No.
That went nowhere.
No, it didn't. Darwin Award candidate cements his head inside of a microwave. Now, what was he trying to do? Was he just...
I didn't listen because I looked at the list. I know I'm not supposed to look at the list.
What'd you see? You said it.
We'll go. Let's finish what you just said. Repeat it to me because I didn't hear.
Darwin Award candidate cements his head inside of a microwave.
Cements it
Into a microwave. So what I'm thinking is he was trying to do that.
Yeah,
It wasn't an accident.
you've got to wait for cement to set up, even quick drying cement.
My point is...
Except if you're watching Gremlins 2. the cement in that movie sets up real quick. If you're using Gremlins 2 cement, it could have been accidental. But let's just say this happened in the real world where we live.
Let's just say that's probably what happened. So
Was it cement? Like concrete?
cements his head inside of a microwave?
Or like model cement?
I'm thinking it must have been like an LA Beast situation where this guy was just trying to do some chuckle fuckery.
Yeah. Have a good day. I'm going to microwave my head inside of a microwave. But first, I'm going to cement it and then eat the cement.
That's the level of stuff that guy would do. This guy on YouTube. It's like you take a challenge that everyone wants you to do, and then you ramp it up until it's a point where you're like, what are you even doing?
Yeah, nobody asked you to do this to
Who
start
thought of
with.
that?
Yeah.
I bet you it's him. I wouldn't be surprised if it was him who did this.
Yeah. What was the thing he was trying to eat? He was trying to eat something, and it was crazy enough what he was trying to eat. But then he hooked the electrical muscle stimulators to his hands, so his hands were cramping up the whole time he was trying to eat.
I don't remember what it was,
Yeah.
but it was gross.
A cactus or something.
Something ridiculous. So this guy did this. Mm-hmm. I imagine it's got to...
How?
Darwin Award candidate, you only win a Darwin Award if you either...
It's survival of the fittest thing.
Well,
Like,
you either
get
make it
weeded
so
out,
you either get rid of your ability to reproduce. You
Yeah.
can win it that way, or you kill yourself.
pretty much.
You have to have killed yourself or gotten rid of your dick in some way.
If you... They put it next to Rasputin's in a
Well, because it's
museum.
like people like trying to juggle chainsaws to impress a woman, cuts his head off. That's like one I heard. Or a guy.
I mean,
like,
come on, there's better ways. If I've got to learn to juggle chainsaws to impress a woman,
that's a story. Or a guy
There's
who was
other
like
ways.
blast fishing with dynamite. He was blast ice fishing.
oh, this blew the lake up. Okay,
All right, we have fun.
we like the joke here. People cutting their heads off with chainsaws, but
having a good time.
yeah, just having a good time. Having a good time, everybody. Having a good. Oh man,
Which one did you find?
I saw. Get this. Heard about this? Brown bear armed with 2 guns is apparently on the loose in Siberia. How does a bear... That is the Second Amendment incarnate.
I was just going to make a joke about that. In Siberia, do they have the right to bear arms?
That bear does. That bear has every type of right to bear arms of every kind. He's puns within puns.
I feel
That means somebody caught a bear and strapped weapons to it and go, murder my...
I'm going to say a
fiend.
bear is probably less deadly with 2 guns.
Yeah, it probably ends up shooting itself.
Or where's it going to be? If it's in its mouth, it's not biting you as much. If it's in its hands,
It's armed with 2 guns. Maybe they mounted it on its back.
And then with a robot?
Maybe.
That's some Doctor of Island Monroe stuff.
Doctor of Island Monroe.
I can never get it right.
It's the Doctor of Island
Imagine
Monroe.
that. Imagine that. Imagine if some lunatic, some crazy
That's
person.
great. That is goof grease, and that's what it is. That right there. That's you. Could you if you made that up and put that in a movie, people would be like, "That's ridiculous." Like that's not even believable.
But it's the
in a
true
movie.
story of it. It's like, this is the documentary
Yeah.
about it.
The true story of a bear armed with 2 guns on the loose
Here's what
in
I'm saying.
Siberia.
In this world full of 3D printers and drone technology and VR and all that stuff, people, what they should do is they should catch wild animals, augment them, and then release them back into the wild.
Oh, like a turtle, but inside of its shell is an aquarium. That'd be neat.
Okay, but I just mean like, so like you just keep augmenting creatures until they, I guess,
You make new somethings.
or they overcome. Like they take
They
over.
overcome what?
They become the apex predators of the planet. It wasn't until we gave a cougar the ability to have scissors on its tail that it overthrew man.
We call it the scar cougar.
And it always beats paper.
The Cougorpian.
Imagine if you
Always beats paper. But what will it never beat? Rock gorilla.
I'm just saying, like, if you took an animal
I get you, man.
and then like tied a gun to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not tied. I mean like you gave it a gun for a hand. You take its hand off,
You kill its hand.
you take its brain out, take a dog's brain,
Right.
put it in a shark's head. No, take a shark's brain, put it in a dog's head,
Yeah.
give it a
We've talked about that.
yes, give it a robot suit and a computer.
I drew a picture once of a balloon. The end. And at the end of this balloon string was a turtle, and it was holding a knife. And I always thought that's a novel thought.
Yeah, you
floats
do
around
you know what I mean. But like, say if you take turtles, you get rid of its legs, and you give it wheels, like give it little tank treads.
Yeah.
right? Like
They're already pretty all-terrain. I mean, they're basically a rock.
But if a
that
turtle
lives
had the
inside
ability
it.
to move quicker, if it really wanted to, but give
could.
it like those like the.
But if you ever looked into a turtle's eyes, I don't think it wants to move quicker. It's fine being what it needs.
hanging out,
Yeah.
Or give
Because it's basically a rock that lives inside of itself.
or like if you gave a baboon.
A baboon.
Take one of those monkeys that like steal tourist cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Take its tail off. Give it the
A
pinnacle,
grappling hook.
the best bionic hand we can make right now in 2017.
Okay.
Give it that on its ass
Okay.
and then see where it goes.
Yeah.
What kind of trouble could it get into? Because now it's got
Yeah, but a big part of a monkey being able to pull off its fantastical feats is its prehensile tail.
but now it's got a hand.
True. At the end of some sort of mechanical tail, or just a hand on its butt. If there's just a hand coming out of its butt, I mean that's
What I'm saying is, man, there's got to be a way that we like give a dolphin hands.
Yeah, that was an Onion story.
Was it?
Yeah, it said dolphins develop opposable thumbs. Oh shit, says humanity.
But like, we do a lot of stuff to like you give an elephant loses a foot, so you give it a prosthetic. Now it's got a foot again.
Yeah.
Right? Give an elephant another foot. See what happens. Give it 5 feet. What happens? Put guns on its trunk.
Okay.
Not see what happens. That's some mad science nonsense. But I mean, like, let's augment people in animals. That's what I was kind of going into another episode ago of like, yeah, bionic stuff is cool. Replace people who are diseased and stuff. Let's use CRISPR to give ourselves angel wings.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Like, let's use CRISPR. Let's immediately sidestep all the like cure diabetes and stuff and go right to nonsense. Like, I want to see in the dark.
They should probably cure diabetes
I want to see in the dark.
and diseases, and then you could see in the dark, and then we could see what an elephant looked like with 5 feet. It probably wouldn't know what to do. It would just lay down and
That's
die.
why I think you got to get. It's like you put tape on a cat.
Yeah, confused.
That's why you got to give it to like a really baby animal. Like it knows nothing else but having.
I don't know why I keep thinking about turtles. Different things you can do with turtles. I always thought the idea of it can't happen because they're reptiles, but if you augment them, imagine like a snow turtle and it would be all white,
Here's where my brain went.
lived in the snow.
I've always thought it's kind of inconvenient where your dick is. Like you get tired, fucking and stuff.
What? I've never thought my dick is in an inconvenient spot.
It'd be greater on my hand, I think.
But then it's out for everybody. It's just out there.
You wear gloves.
You have to wear a glove.
But I just imagine like.
Hey guys, I know I ain't been around for like 4 weeks. When had this thing done? Went to Singapore.
My dick
Yeah.
on the middle of my.
You know, I never really used my left hand. Turn it into my dick.
But think about that.
I am.
There's no like you wouldn't have to like support your body or anything. You could just be like, yeah, my hand's the drill.
Yeah, but you can use your hand as the drill now and still have your dick in the right spot.
No, because I'm saying no, you're misunderstanding me.
I'm not. You're saying take your penis from where it is from millions of years of evolution.
Okay.
It's figured out that hey, that's in a good spot to be where it is to do what we need to do to keep this ball of sticky nonsense rolling. Now let's put it on our hand.
But why? Why do I want that?
So you can be lazy as hell and lay in bed and go meh with your hand.
And it would feel just as good. And I wouldn't have to like do all the thrusting and holding myself and standing up and being a productive member of society. I could just lay in bed and with my other hand feed myself chips and just be like, man, with my other hand. I mean, and if you
Who's into that? Who's your partner in this situation where they're just like, yeah, I'm cool with you laying in bed, eating chips, fully clothed with the dick left hand.
yeah, think about that. I wouldn't.
As detached as hell.
I could still wear pants. I could be fully clothed. I wouldn't have to worry about being naked, so I wouldn't get cold.
You can still wear pants. You just that's what a zipper is.
Yeah, but then I get messy.
Some things I'm just not on board with you. Every now and then you come up with something I'm like, I don't see the point of that.
Come on.
I really don't.
Okay. Let me build upon it. Let me build upon it. Now I have a dick on every appendage.
No, you can't be a pile of dicks. You're going to turn yourself into a literal pile of dicks.
Some people will maintain that I already am. But
You'd be like the hedonism bot.
think about that though. Like, why have one dick? Imagine if you had 4 dicks and it all feels just as good, and they're on each like you have one on each hand and one on each foot.
Okay.
So then you gotta get 4 women, I guess.
And lay in the middle of the floor like a starfish. being like, right.
Yeah, I guess at the point when you're getting dick surgeries and it feels just as good and it's all the same, why don't they just like chemically induce the feeling?
Right, just start doing heroin.
Or just do heroin. Yeah.
Imagine that's. I like to think that like 1/4 of all heroin addicts were like, man, I'm going to have my hand replaced with a dick. Man, I'll have all my arms replaced with a dick. And someone's like, whoa, try this first. And
Just do
like,
heroin.
okay, yeah.
Heroin's way better, easier.
Flash forward to all their teeth later underneath the bridge, just partying with the snakes.
My teeth could be dicks.
I don't know if that translated.
I think my original thought, I still maintain there's something to that.
Your original thought was you could lay in bed and eat chips and have sex at the
Not
same time
specifically
without
eat chips.
moving.
It's the idea that, like, you know, it's a lot of work sometimes. You gotta support, and I'm like, it's hard to support myself. I don't have a lot of musculature, but I do have a lot of body. Body. So, like, the idea that I could just...
You got all kinds of stuff. I'm looking at you. You can pile stuff up, make like a fulcrum of some kind.
Don't you look around my room and imagine me fucking? How dare you?
You just painted a picture of you laying in the fucking floor with every appendage being a penis. Hey, don't you imagine it? I'm going to vividly describe something to you, but don't you think about it, you weirdo.
How dare you think about me piling up all the various soft things in my room?
I'm just saying, if you're going to...
Okay. Mr. Mad Scientist, who has always claimed you want to be a mad scientist.
I do.
Where would you put your dick?
Right where it is.
Okay.
But maybe you could make it bionic.
In what way? Like it could turn corners?
No, it would emit fog and glow, and it would play the song Iron Man by Ozzy Osbourne as it raised up.
That's only going to be good for one time.
Yeah, because that would get old. Yeah, it would get old.
Let's get the show going. I don't want to see the opening act.
No, but this is... No.
I paid a lot of money to get this done.
My dick's the show. I am Iron Man. We're stupid.
No, I'm saying like, okay.
But no, you could have it, because people do it anyway. You could have it where it vibrates and stuff. You could have it do all kinds of fun stuff.
Okay.
You know,
vibrating.
You could have the things that twist and turn and vibrate and wiggle and jiggle and have all sorts of extra stimulus.
I imagine having your dick vibrate is more practical and doable than putting it on your hand. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
And they make exoskeletons that you could wear that support your weight. Sex swings. All I need is a vibrating dick and a sex swing.
Take it from me. Sex swings are a goddamn death trap.
Really?
Yeah, don't mess with them. It'll snap you up.
That's a trip to Snap City.
That's Snap City. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't have been in it.
Good night, folks.